Ladies and gentlemen, may I please have your attention? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are now live with BB3 TV.
Hey guys, how's everybody doing this evening? I hope you're all having a good weekend so far. I had a pretty good weekend. I didn't get a chance to go to Gettysburg like I wanted to. The weather was crappy, as it always seems to be when I want to go to Gettysburg and do something. So I decided not to go, but I did get to hang out with my best friend today. I haven't seen in years. I know who this is. Hey, what's up, Lisa? Go ahead if you can, just tell me where you're watching from. That's how we like to roll around here. But it was a nice relaxing weekend. I didn't go crazy. I didn't kill myself this weekend doing crazy stuff like I normally do. I did take the opportunity to take it easy, which was nice. I kind of needed the break. So as much as I wanted to get out there and kind of get the videos instead, like get the footage shot. For my new TikTok channel that I'm going to be getting fired up here. It was kind of a nice opportunity to take a break, but it is going well. Thank you. I didn't talk to you today, which is weird. I hope you had a good day, had a productive day. So I definitely needed to take some time and kind of kick back and take it easy. I've been going 100 miles an hour, so I've kind of been needing the break a little bit. So it's actually been kind of nice to take an easier weekend. But hey, like I said, I had a great time. I got to hang out with my best friend. I haven't seen him in years, so that was a good opportunity. We went down to our old stomping grounds and hit the old McCleary's pub. If anybody's around this area and knows McCleary's pub, it's a great place. And we were actually very surprised by the pricing was not bad. Like, I had a thing of shepherd's pie and I had a couple of beers and I bought my buddy a drink, and it cost me $40, which for me was, I think that's actually pretty good considering when you go out to this day and age, you're going to pay $7, $8, $9 for just one drink, at this point. So I was pretty impressed with the pricing of that. So I was pretty happy to see that some of the prices is going down. Yeah, I don't know, what to attribute that to. I'm certainly not going to attribute to our current president. I was recovering from the murder mystery dinner we went to last night. Then, soap stuff. Oh, you did. You went to a murder mystery dinner. That sounds fun. Hello, mother. It's glad to see you could actually make it on for a change. That's nice. See, you finally figured it out. Here, hey Siri, turn on Do Not Disturb.
Okay, I turned Do Not Disturb on.
Yeah, there you go. Siri's a good listener. Thank you. So it was a much needed break for sure. But so today, actually, Lisa, before I get going, tell me about this murder mystery dinner. What's that? You didn't mention that to me before, so I'm not 100% sure what that is. So this is Lisa saying hello, Dustin's mama. So you do them often. We dress up as the characters' descriptions with props and read out the scripts. It's so much fun. That sounds like a good time. There's there's things that you can do like escape rooms, kind of like those types of things. I haven't done that. Oh, okay. Oh, well, then your name is not actually showing up either. So that was Gretchen. Yeah, for whatever reason, none of your names are showing up. Lisa, this is for you. All right. So your names are not showing up for some reason, but I guess that's just a Facebook thing. I don't understand it. And the other thing is too, for whatever reason, when I post a video out, like it used to go across my personal Facebook page, and for whatever reason, it's not doing that now. I don't know why, but it's just not going to my Facebook page. I don't understand why, but it is what it is. But On my side, it shows our names. So, yeah, like I said, it's just showing up here for me as Facebook user. And I was thinking about trying to put this up here. I think I'm going to put it up here on my phone. Oh, Taryn is actually live right now. I didn't know she was going live over there at the Paranormal Brew. I didn't broadcast to hers to Paranormal Brew tonight, so I kind of stayed off of that. So I'm gonna go on here and see if I can, on my phone, see if I can see your posts. Yeah, I can. So there I am, but I want to turn my volume down here so we're not getting double feedback here. So this is strange. So yeah, so I can see now on my Facebook on my phone that it actually works. So how's this? It's you. It's weird. It will happen once in a while. Facebook will do that if you don't go out and then come back in. So what, you have to like go out and come back? So here's what's interesting. The comment that you see on my screen is not showing up on my Facebook, but it's showing up here. So that's strange. So I really don't know. Now, Taryn's not in here. She's actually live on her own thing. But anyway, so I want to jump right in here. I want to talk a little bit today about social media. And interesting enough, we're having the issues that we're having. C Senor. That looks like something Monica would say. I miss you too, Mother dear. Thank you. Tried both links and it's not working. I don't understand. I do not understand. I don't get it. But again, and numbers are different. So like I have numbers, like it shows me that 5 people are watching from Facebook. There's like 7 people watching from YouTube. So it's kind of hard for, like, the numbers are all messed up too. I don't know. Either way, I don't care. I'm just glad you're all here. I wanted to talk about social media and what it has done to the landscape. And then you're like, what landscape? Well, there's the political landscape. There's the home life landscape. But I want to talk about the effect. This is two-sided. And I know how much people love to get into politics and stuff like that. But we are going to talk a little bit about that today, because I think it's important that we are discussing the things that make us the free country that we are, right? I mean, if we don't do that, we're not exercising our First Amendment right to do that, then we're setting ourselves up for failure in this country. So I think that we need to be doing that. I think we need to be having the discussion. And we're not getting into it as it pertains politically. We're getting into it more as it pertains to the social media landscape and how that is shifting, and what we're being told about certain platforms like TikTok, Facebook, Google, and those types of things. And we're going to get into that. So the government thinks that they are above our law. Yeah. So, I'm not going to, I can't really speak to that. I mean, I think if we all kind of sit back and we look and we see how things have kind of gone in the country a little bit, there's certain people that can get away with certain things. There are certain groups of people who are able to get away with certain things. And, and if we go back and, we look at the January 6th debacle and the people that were locked up for that and the people that were not held accountable, things that people should have probably been held accountable for, they just weren't. So there was kind of a failure, a huge breakdown in the system, especially as it pertains to January 6th. But again, we have the right as a people to peaceably assemble, and raise grievances, with our government. And I feel like if you do that now, you're going to put yourself, in a compromising position, with anything. I mean, think about it like this. You've got certain people attached to certain government officials who are able to not pay millions of dollars in taxes and not be put in jail for it. But if I don't give them, my $5, they're going to threaten to take my home, my car, my truck, my belongings, my freedom. So it's a very broken system that we have right now, unfortunately. There were certain things put in place in this, in the Constitution that are put there to protect, the people. They started with the word eminent domain. Well, yeah, that's another one, eminent domain. That just says, well, hey, I can come in here and, we have automatic rights to your property and we can take whatever we want, whenever we want. And, it's not fair. You get people who have worked their whole lives to create something for themselves, and they put in blood, sweat, and tears that can then ultimately just be taken at any moment's notice by the government if they feel they so fit to do so. So it's a broken system. But I think it's important, and it's incumbent upon us as American citizens to be vocal about the things that they try to take away from us. Because you have to remember that the government, these people are servants to us. We are not servants to them. And it's gotten backwards. These people are very power hungry. And I think, again, this is another example of why term limits are probably a good idea. Again, look, this is not about left or right politics. I think both parties are broken. I think both parties have extremes. I think you can be a complete extreme right-wing whack job. I think you can be an extreme left-wing whack job. And I think people get so completely attached to their political sides. They get so attached to that mindset that you can't have a discussion with them and it be open-minded and open-sided and fruitful, in terms of conversation, because it just turns into a pile of defecation where you just can't have an opinion, where you can either be seen as an equal, or even, hey, you might have a good point there. Even though your thought process is a little bit more conservative, you might have a good idea. Or even if your thought process is more liberal and you have a good idea, people just cannot separate themselves from the two-party system. We are the laughing stock of the world. Well, I hate to say that. I honestly hate to say that it's the truth. We are, because, look, we have a leader right now, if you want to call him that, who can't seem to string, like a single coherent sentence together. Again, this isn't about politics. This isn't about left or right. This is just a simple observation from an American citizen who says, well, our president, who is running or who is in office right now, is just he's an old guy who's not holding it together great, and I don't think he's doing right by the country. I don't agree with any of the policies. I mean, when you can get on and you can have a State of the Union speech, and the State of the Union speech comes across as just an angry tirade, and it's all blame and no exception of your own responsibility, I feel very much like, I'm sorry, I'm getting messages. I feel very much like you've already lost the people. And this is so true. Unfortunately, people don't seem to grasp the concept that if you're not united, if we don't stand together as a people, not politics, not party systems, not I'm a Democrat, you're a Republican. I think we need to get away from those constructs and become just good people. And if anybody's been following me for any amount of time, you see that I've kind of shifted my attitude entirely. I've gotten away from the negative, ideologies and people that just seem to be just carry with them a negative tone, and I just don't want that in my life anymore. We as a people have been fed so much nonsense, and I feel that we've gotten to a point where we just believe everything that we're fed. They feed us this on a spoon, and here we are just accepting what it is they're feeding us without asking what the ingredients are, and what's in it. And unfortunately, they're signing bills that are giving money to foreign countries when we have veterans here who are still homeless and on the street. And not to mention our first responders. And, what about the people who take care of us in the hospitals? I mean, we don't, it's getting more difficult to get good doctors anymore. And just the way the insurance system, it's all broken. It's all set up to make people money. Where I believe capitalism is a great thing. Capitalism at the expense of, America and freedom is not acceptable, in my opinion. But again, I digress. When I go off on these tirades, I kind of get away from what I wanted to talk about in the first place. And that's, our First Amendment right as an American citizen, our right to free speech. And that gives me the right to come on a platform like this and be able to say what I want to say it in a manner in which I feel like I want to say it, But at the same time, it's not my right to trash people when I'm doing this. I don't have a right to make somebody feel awful or horrible or treat them badly. That's not my intention. If we don't agree politically, that's okay, but you don't have a right to silence me. And since having discussed even a little bit of politics my first podcast back was last week, and I just talked about random things. We might have even had a little bit of fun with music. I don't even remember exactly what I did, but the point is, as I've been shadow banned already. You should see my analytics. It's unbelievable. They stopped pushing even my positive messages that I put out and sent. It has completely stopped being pushed out to people. My interactions with people were immense. I was getting a lot of feedback. I was recognized for weeks in a row as a rising creator, and now ever since I mentioned it, it's just plummeted. What gives these guys the right to shut people like me up? And I'm not saying anything that's wrong. I'm not lying to you. I'm not coming in here and saying things that aren't absolutely true. But I'm being silenced. I've been shadow banned again, and that hurts me, because my Facebook page is monetized. As a creator, I get paid to do this to a certain degree. It's not a lot of money. I'm not getting rich. That's not happening or not anything to that effect. But the fact of the matter is they're affecting a portion of my income. And this is what's going to start happening when you go to TikTok. I just became part of the TikTok community. It's something I kind of stayed away from a little bit because I bought into all the bullcrap. Why? Why did I stop? Why did I do that? Because I gave a portion of my mind to the government, and I listened to what they said. I'm like, I'm gonna trust them. I'm gonna trust them and believe that maybe what they're telling me about China, is accurate. And maybe they are. Maybe TikTok is a spying platform, but is it any more of a spying platform than the one that we're on right now? I mean, think about it. If you say something about going camping and your phone isn't even turned on, you might not even be on Facebook. You start getting camping ads shown to you on Facebook. Okay, that they're listening. I mean, that's all the proof that you need. So what difference does it make if China's doing it? Everything is available on the internet. Everybody puts everything out there on the internet anymore. Nothing's safe. So why not use the platform, especially if it's going to make you money? And this is part of what I think they want you to stop. I think this is why they're trying so hard in the first place to get rid of it, is because it's free enterprise. And it's just another way. It's just another way for people like us to become free of the system, essentially. I mean, you're never free of the system because, anybody pays their taxes, and, you're bringing in revenue. But they're taking away the opportunity to be less dependent upon the government. And, for creators like me, creators like my friend Lisa, and other people that I've come to know, we're being silenced and shut down. It's unfair. It's complete attack on the First Amendment. Let me go back to the comments here. It's pretty bad that a woman in New York donates $1 billion to a college to give out free medical education because our doctors are so few and far between, and our government cannot provide free education like other countries. Yes, but thank God there's people out there willing to do that in the first place. So let's not discount that. It's good that there are people out there willing to do that, stepping up where the government should be stepping in. And again, this is one of the things that really frustrates me about this country and the government, the way they're doing it. They can print money at will. Right? They can do that. They've proven that to you because they've done it during COVID, and they did it all. They just handed out free money, and people got so used to getting that free money, they didn't want to go back to work. And now that they're going back to work because they have to, Biden is claiming that, I've done a great job bringing jobs back, man. No, the economy is suffering. People are suffering because they have to get 2 jobs because of your inflation. People are working 2 and 3 jobs. Okay. I've got a friend that keeps coming, who supports me on these platforms, and she watches this and she works 3 jobs. And it's like, how in God's name do you have time to do anything else? She's supporting her husband who has had medical issues. there's no reason in this country that anybody should have to work 2-3 jobs and give up every ounce of their freedom to support themselves. It's not fair. It's a broken system. And the problem is you've got the government who can print money, who will put people in jail for not paying their taxes on stupid little tiny amounts of money. But my son Hunter can steal money and get money from foreign countries, including China. And I can be a part of that. I can be party to that, but it's all Trump's fault. But we're not going to hold anybody accountable. It's a broken system. And unfortunately, what has to happen is, and you know what's going to happen is, now there's going to be a warning on this video. When you watch, Facebook is going to, and it's going to say it's missing content. My remarks are going to be fact checked, and it's really ridiculous. That's what's going to happen. And nothing that I've said isn't true. Don't get me started about doctors and billing, the biggest problem I have with my job. Well, yeah, see, you're in the healthcare and you understand how ridiculous it is. That's why they're trying so hard to shut it down. We can post events live without being shut up. Well, there's other platforms where we can go and talk where we won't get shut up. You can go to rumble.com and you can, but it's so difficult. You have to pay $25 a month to be able to stream live on there. Again, I'm all about capitalism, but I feel like everything that you do has to be, you've got to pay through the nose for it. And then you've got to pay through the nose again in taxes and things of that nature. Amazon, Google, Facebook takes just as much of your information. 110%. Sounds to me like only if you drink the Kool-Aid, you get promoted. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Okay. So Facebook has lost 2 major lawsuits now for stealing our information and selling it. Okay. I didn't really know about that. It doesn't surprise me. Think about it. You, me, everybody, we put ourselves out there. Most people just post whatever. Most people don't really care too much about what they're putting out there. I've changed with the way I've posted. I'm trying to put out positive message and positive energy entirely. But it gets lost in translation. So Biden focuses more on giving money to illegal aliens and to heck with Americans. This is one of the things that really upsets me. What really ticks me off is our border is completely unsecured right now. Okay. I have no problem with people coming to this country and chasing the American dream. They've made it very difficult for our own people to chase the American dream, entrepreneurs. As a subcontractor myself, I pay on a 1099 and it's like 32% of my pay. And let me tell you, it's difficult giving that much money of your paycheck up on top of trying to pay for groceries when you go to the grocery store, and your grocery store is your grocery bill. If you've got kids, even if it's just for 2 people, you put like 8 things in your basket and you walk out of there having paid $150. So it's in a sense, it smothers you as a citizen, as a person. It completely smothers you. Let me see here. So they keep printing money at free will because the American dollar is going down because of it. Well, what you have to understand, the American dollar is very much at risk right now of going away entirely. If you've ever heard about the BRIC nations, do some research on that. I won't talk a whole lot about that. Hey, you doing, Shane? Thanks for jumping in, brother. Yeah, give me a second. I've read another comment and I've lost my train of thought. So millions of dollars. Well, what are we talking about? You are absolutely right, but I still think it's absolutely disgusting that our government is willing to allow illegal immigrants and American Indians still live on a reservation. So again, back to, okay, you've reminded me what I was talking about. The border is wide open, and I do not have a problem with people coming into this country legally. But when you have thousands upon thousands, millions of people crossing that border, just the southern border alone, and you're handing them not just a cell phone, you're giving them a cell phone. I got to pay a lot of money for my cell phones, first of all, for my internet services. I got to pay a lot of money for that. And then on top of that, they're handing them cards with money on them, and they're putting them up in hotels, and they're shipping them to different cities around the country, and they're catering to them. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Because you're bringing in voters. That's a personal opinion. It's not. I'm not stating that as fact, Facebook, so you don't have to fact check me. My personal opinion is that they're bringing them in because they become voters for the Democrat Party. That's my personal opinion, not a fact. Okay, but that's just the way I feel about it. Take it for what it is. Facebook lost millions. Okay. Raises are 3% if that, but then increases in rent is 5%. Inflation is up there. It's really terrible. Let me try to see. Okay, that was Gretchen. Yeah, no, it's true. Think about it. Rents are going up like crazy. People are trying to capitalize on the housing market the way it is. It's getting more and more difficult to even make payments on stuff. Credit card debt is at an all-time high. I can vouch for that. I can vouch for that. It's disgusting what has gone on with people, with pay staying stagnant, inflation going up through the roof. But if you listen to that angry tirade on the State of the Union, he's doing amazing things. He's brought down the Schimmelflang. I'm not sure I know what that is. I agree with you. They are coming into this country to become Democrat voters. It's gross. It is. And I think, again, it's a personal opinion. But if you take it for what it is, you take it at face value. And you say, well, if we try to take the politics out of it, and we say, well, no, they're trying to get away from something in their country. Something's not going well. Drugs are horrible down there. Trafficking of women and children is horrible. But they're doing it across our borders too. And we're not doing anything to stop it. We're allowing it to happen. Okay. And I think it's criminal. And I think it's absolutely criminal that we have a president that can say we're taking incredible steps to secure our border. No, you took incredible steps to stop Donald Trump from securing the border when all he wanted to do was build that freaking wall. All you did was stonewall him. Talk about how crazy he was for wanting to build a wall. That wall, when he was president, that border was more secure. I don't care what you think about Donald Trump as a person. Donald Trump as a person might be a jackass. He might be a jerk. He might say the dumbest things. The guy needs to be kept off of Twitter. I don't care, or X. I don't care how you feel about the guy. Okay, if you look at his policies and what he did for the country and what he did for the economy, that's what we as Americans should be focusing on. I don't care if you like the guy or not. It doesn't matter to me if you like the guy. If you're going to tell me that Biden has done good things, the first day in office, he signs over 100 executive orders. The only thing he cared about doing was undoing everything Donald Trump did because Donald Trump tried to drain the swamp. It's bad policy. It's a bad look, and we've gone downhill ever since, unfortunately. Human trafficking is happening on our land. It's happening here because, again, people are not being protected. People, we're focusing more on sending money to foreign countries. I'm all about supporting Israel. It's biblical. The things that are happening, what you believe in, what your religion is, or where your faith lies. I believe in the Bible, and the Bible has literally laid all this out for you in chronological order, and it's happening, and people still want to not claim that it's not. It's like, are you paying attention? We're in a bad time. We're in a time where I feel like Jesus is coming very soon, probably in our lifetime. But again, you've got to support okay, people who are being viciously attacked and who have been persecuted for years. You cannot ignore the Holocaust. And people try to say, well, they're doing their own Holocaust over there right now. And I know this is a very touchy subject, and but since I'm going down this rabbit hole and I'm already shadow banned, I may as well just continue down this road. I'm going to lose monetization too, whatever. Um, you know, uh, I don't agree with killing innocent people. I don't agree. I don't like collateral damage. As a former, Cav Scout in the United States Army, I was trained to do a job and follow orders, and I would do that unless it was immoral. If you had me and I was supposed to go do a job, and my life is in danger, or the lives of my guys or my brothers are in danger, I will do anything that I have to do to protect them and myself. But what I will not do is harm an innocent bystander. And when Hamas and people, those guys came in and they raided, okay, that kibbutz, is it kibbutz? I think that's how you say that. That party that those people were having, and they slaughtered innocent people that were just partying. They were just enjoying, trying to celebrate peace, and they murdered them. I can't get behind that. There's nothing, I feel bad for anybody. Like, if you're just a Palestinian person and you're just trying to live your life in peace and mind your own business, I hate that you would get wrapped up in this, but you've got to call people out for who they are. Hamas has created this situation. If you don't want Israel coming in here and getting the retribution that they so rightly deserve, after seeing babies dismembered, put in ovens, horrible, horrible, horrible things that had happened, the atrocities. I can't get behind that. I can't support that. So you should get out of that country if you can, and start trying to support the people who are trying to do good in the world. Okay. I want to get off of that because, it's a really touchy subject, and, it's emotional. It's a downer. I don't like it. War is hell, and I think we need, as a society, we need to stop shooting each other. We need to stop going at each other with, think about how much more life would be enjoyable if we just tried to get along, and actually loved each other the way the Bible, the way Christ loves us, the way that we're supposed to love each other. Imagine what that would look like. But pride, envy, all of these things come into play. And unfortunately, that's the way we live our lives. It's consume or be consumed. And I've spent a lot of my life chasing material. I'm not going to lie to you. I've wanted things in my life. My biggest dream was getting the Aspen Grove Ranch in Kremlin, Colorado. Look it up. Talked about it on TikTok the other day. Look it up. I wanted that house. That was going to be mine. I was going to do everything that I could, to get that. I was chasing after something that wasn't real, and something that was just not realistic. We get so wrapped up trying to accumulate things, and none of it we can take with us. So why do we continue to buy, spend, instead of, I love this. Here we go. Plants grow well when they are spoken to with love. Imagine if we spoke to each other that way, just like you said. Okay, this is truth. It's amazing that there are literally studies that show that if you play upbeat, positive music to a plant, it actually grows better. It's happy. We continue to do that because us as people want hope. What are you talking about, Monica? Can you be a little bit more clear on what you're talking about? I'm not sure. But you cannot rely on the government. You can't not rely on them. You cannot say, well, if the government's gonna hand out this, and this to all these illegal immigrants coming in, why aren't they taking care of us? Stop relying on them. Be self-sufficient. That brings me back to doing things like this. I was monetized on this platform. I guarantee you I'm not anymore, because I talked about what I'm talking about today. It's going to end it. And it's an affront on my First Amendment right to be able to do that. But see, now here's the argument. Well, this is a privately run and privately owned platform. Your First Amendment rights don't apply here. I disagree with that. I think if you're giving a voice to somebody who's a Democrat, has a different view than I do, shouldn't I be able to say the same thing? My view, in my way, as long as I'm not hurting anybody, I'm not attacking anybody. That's not my way. I believe we can have a dialogue. I believe we can find common ground if we actually try to do that. But unfortunately, these platforms are run by very woke people, and they don't want people like us out here spreading a different narrative than what they're trying to push on CNN or MSNBC. You said about wanting materialistic things and that we can't take them. My statement about wanting things, having hope, is because anymore we can't have what we have worked our entire lives for. So we find that one thing. No, I mean, no, that makes total sense. I personally think, and you know this, we've been talking about it. I am to the point where I cannot stand the idea of even being tied down in one place anymore. I've worked very hard. We have a nice house. It's not a massive house. It isn't a mansion, and it doesn't have to be. But I've gotten to the point where I don't even want to be tied down to this place anymore. I was looking at Sprinter vans that I can live in because I want to get out. I want to go and I want to experience things, because that is entirely what life is about. Really, at the end of the day, your life is about the experiences that you have and the relationships that you have made and built with the people in your life. Okay. I can do any number of things, to satiate my need for dopamine. I could resort to drugs. I could do all kinds of things. But what really gets me going is spending time with the people that I love. And today was a perfect example of that. I got to see my best friend, Chad. I haven't seen him in years. He came on TikTok the other day and was hanging out, him and Mandy, and it was just freaking awesome. My buddy Scott came out. We all hung out together. We haven't hung out together in a decade, all three of us together. That to me is worth more than anything that you can purchase or buy anywhere. Okay. And it only cost me $40 to have some good food and some drinks with some of the best people that I know. So when you step back and you really take a look at your life, stop relying on news sources, stop relying on the government, because they're not there for you as much as they are. They were elected to be there for you. They're not a voice for you. They're a voice for themselves and their own agendas. And listen, their salaries speak to it for itself. Think about that for 1 minute. How can somebody like a career politician like Nancy Pelosi, whose salary is supposed to be $170,000 a year, is multiple millionaire? Okay. And there are other politicians, Joe Biden, multiple millionaire, other politicians who are multiple millionaires. These are career politicians. How does that happen? I am not going to speculate. I'm not going to put out something that I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, it's the truth. And there's a reason for it. I've had the exact same thought. Remember when living in a van down by the river was a funny SNL skit, but now it sounds very appealing. 110%, Randy. And thanks for jumping in, brother. It's really good to see you in here. Randy is a former guest on the show, and we had a good conversation years back, actually, when I first kind of got going on the podcast. It is very appealing, not being tied down to one place. If you could get yourself remote work where you can work from a computer, or again, this is where social media comes into it. I enjoy very much creating uplifting videos. Hey, sis, it's good to see you. Look at this. And look, we got your name and a beautiful picture. That is fantastic. Growing up, me and my sibling talked about getting a camper and living out of that, because not only is it cheaper, but it's easier to maintain and you can take that with you anywhere. Exactly. So if I'm being completely honest with you, I'm probably going to get out from under this house. I mean, maybe I won't sell it. Maybe I won't sell the house. Maybe what I'll do is just keep it as an asset and have somebody move in here. They can pay my mortgage for me. They can increase my value, have them pay my mortgage, and I go out and do what I want to do. And I want to create something, and I want to show the world that there's something beautiful out there, and you don't have to be stuck where you are. You've got to break the cycle that you have placed yourself in. And it's the truth. Every decision you've ever made has brought you to where you are exactly right now. Every single decision. Think about that in terms of, if I would have done this one thing differently, where would I be now? And it's a simple one simple decision. Maybe I didn't go in the army. Where would I be had I not gone in the Army? What would I have missed had I not gone in the Army? I wouldn't have seen Egypt. I wouldn't have been at the Great Pyramids. I wouldn't have gotten a scuba certification in the Red Sea and had those incredible experiences. So every decision that you make, but accountability is all of it. Everything is accountability. And until you have accepted that you are where you are, okay, and you've accepted that, taken responsibility for it, nothing's going to change. Okay. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result is the definition of insanity. You are one decision away from a totally different life. And my mother says it here. Amen. Okay. 110% truth. Okay. You are never more than one decision away from a different life. 110% truth. And it comes down to you making a decision, making tough decisions. Okay. What's going to happen if I stop working at this place that I absolutely hate, that's life sucking? Well, if you stay there, if you leave, yes, you just lost the source of income. And in this economy, it's very difficult. Who the heck can go? Who can even afford to lose $1 of their pay? If you miss half a day at work and you don't get paid for that half a day because you don't have the vacation time or the sick leave, and you just lost half of your pay for that day, it affects people in a major way. So I get it. It's completely scary. It's not like it's easy to do. You can just up and I'm going to stop paying my bills. Or listen, if you don't want to be where you are, you've got to make the change. You've got to make a decision that's not going to be easy for you to do. And then you have to pick up and move on. And I'm very close to that, actually, very, very close to that. I just don't know that I want to be the person that I've been for 45 years. Run said he will be in your neighborhood next week and he will hit you up to see if you want to meet. Rum is going to be up here. Oh, dude, how amazing would that be, man? Adding to what Gretchen said, you'll likely need to make that one decision over and over again every day until you make it stick. Well said, brother. That is something that I kind of gloss over a little bit sometimes when I say, hey, it's just to make the decision and do it. Make the decision and do it. No, you actually absolutely have to. You absolutely have to make the decision over and over again. But stick to it and make the decision, make it firm in your mind and be resolved with it. But you also have to make sure and be very clear about what you want. And the way to do that is you have to write it down. I know it sounds ridiculous, but unless you write it down, I've got a pile of notebooks beside me over here on the floor that I have written down so many different things about where I need to go and what I want to do and how I want to get there. And I've made decisions and for transparency reasons, because I like to be honest with people. I want you to understand that this is who I am. I talk a lot about doing these and making these decisions. I talk about it a lot. I post videos about it all the time. And there are times that I don't do it. But the reality of it is I'm about to make some very big sacrifices to be able to live the life that I want to live. I've done it with my health and fitness. Okay. And it's just one step. And you know how hard that can be. You know how difficult that can be to make yourself go to the gym at 5 o'clock in the morning when you don't even have to be at work until 8. You're getting out of bed 3 hours, 3.5 hours early. It's hard to do. It's difficult, but anything in life that is worth having is difficult. And for me to get out on the road and do the traveling that I want to do and create the content that I am desperate to create and make a living off of, I have to make the decision to do it. I want to sell the house or not sell the house, have somebody come in here, rent the place, make a little bit of money doing while they're doing it. And I want to hit the road. I'm going to buy a Sprinter van or an RV and I'm going to do it. I'm going to go live that life. They say travel when you're young, but how can we do that when we're trying very hard to make ends meet and live a life, where we're providing something for our families? It becomes difficult. My mother raised 10 children. She didn't exactly have the opportunity to just, hey, I'm going to go out and travel. She had to raise kids. Growing up, my son's talked about getting a camper. Look, we did that. Let's go back here. Wait, what? You sound like Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror song. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I have 4 different types of retirement income, and living is still a struggle nowadays. That's a shame. And you're a veteran, Thomas. I can see that it was that you that commented. You're a veteran. You served your country, and it's not fair, man. It's not fair. There are people that are getting handouts in this country, and here you are. You can't even make it on 4 different types of retirement income. You build up, and again, I've made this argument before. You cannot save money based on today's asset value. You've got to be putting money away on what you think your asset value is going to be when you retire, 20, 30, how many ever years down the road it is you're planning to retire. And if you're not saving for that, your money's going to run out before you die, and we're living longer. I think in most cases we're living longer, healthier lives. We're supposed to be anyway. So that sets you up for a bad situation if you are not thinking proactively in that way. And listen, I'm sure I can speak for a lot of people when I say it's really hard to put any money away right now. It's really difficult to put money back because it's hard enough to live on the money we do have coming in. My wife and I have 2 incomes in this house. I'm still paying for one child. She's paying for hers. And there's absolutely no reason there should be any struggle. But when your gas bill is $450 a month, like what? And then you've got all your other stuff, and everybody's suffering the same way. That's why it's really difficult to put money away, but you absolutely have to figure out how to do it. You have to absolutely figure out how to put money away. My wife has a 401k, and I have an investment account elsewhere. But you've got to do it. Or you're going to be in a bad place. You coming with me? You're going to hit the road with me, Ma? Are you sure you can handle living in a van with me for like ever? Because that's what the plan is. Just so you know, Mom, Mo is eventually coming out on the road with me too. So 3 of us living in a van would be really uncomfortable. Maybe you can just follow us, just take your car and just come out with us. Back in the 1950s, the man could work and his wife could stay home, and they could still go on lavish vacations and on 1 income. You can't do that now, even on 2. Oh, hell no. I mean, think about it. I mean, my friend, Lisa, she's taking a trip to Cabo, and she had to save and scrimp and watch what she was doing to be able to do a trip like that. And to be able to do a trip like that, it's better to go with a group of people so you can spread the cost out among a group of people, as opposed to absorbing all that cost on your own. But that's what I'm trying to get at. You can do small, little, tiny things to improve your quality of life and your mental state of well-being by simply taking day trips to beautiful places. Just research what's around you. You don't have to go, to the Keys. If you're not in Florida, you don't have to go to the Keys every week or every year and you plan up and spend $10,000 to do it. Is it nice to be able to do things like that? Sure, it would be amazing. It can be amazing. But we can't do it all the time, right? So take a day trip. Okay, you just here in Pennsylvania. Okay, you can go to Bushkill Falls, or you can go to the Pennsylvania Grand Canyon. These are all day trips. It's a long drive out to the Pennsylvania Grand Canyon from this side of the country or the state. For me, it's a long drive, but you can do these things and still kind of have a quality of life and still enjoy not being stuck in your house. And again, travel might not be, as Gretchen pointed out to me before, traveling might not be what everybody wants to do. If what makes you happy is being stuck in your house, then by all means, be stuck in your house. Enjoy your man cave or your woman cave or whatever it is. If that's really what makes you happy, maybe what makes you happy is sitting in the tub, soaking in the tub with a book with a candle lit. Okay, well then do more of that. Okay, separate yourself from social media if you can do it. I mean, we all do the same thing. It's easy to sit here and doom scroll and hours go by. Separate yourself from the media. Separate yourself from politics. Separate yourself from all that negativity because it's doing nothing to improve the quality of your life. In fact, it's the complete opposite. It's draining you. It's sucking the life out of you, everything that you've got left. And start caring about yourself. Start loving yourself. And it's not hard to do, and it starts with taking care of your health. Eat healthy foods, eat whole, clean proteins, go to the gym. If you can't go to the gym, work out for 15 minutes at your house in the morning. Get out of bed a little bit earlier. Okay. And you'll start feeling the rewards of having done that. Believe me, little bits of this stuff turn into bigger bits later down the road, and you can build upon that. And it's going to make you a better person. It's going to make you feel better. You're going to feel like you've actually accomplished something. You achieved something, and you can't put a dollar amount on something like that. You're going to improve the quality of your life. And I had a conversation with a lady today she was my waitress. And, she was asking me, because I was taking a very long time to drink my beer, having had this stomach surgery. And she's like, do you want me to put a nipple on that for you? Of course, we all had a good laugh. I said, unfortunately, I can't drink it any faster than this. I said, I had the stomach surgery. And she's like, oh my God, she's like, I want to do that. And she was overweight and she was dealing with liver issues and high blood pressure. And, I said, you can avoid the surgery. Okay. And she said, people told her it's the easy way out. It is absolutely not the easy way out. It is absolutely not the easy way. Very difficult process, very hard thing to go through, very painful and uncomfortable, very intrusive, not fun. Okay. It's definitely not the easy way. The easy way is put down the damn cookies. Step away from the frickin' potato chips. I struggle with it. Even having had the surgery, I would sit down and house me a bag of frickin' Grandma Utz kettle cooked chips all day. Who doesn't love that crap? The problem is it's addictive because you become so addicted to that. And you've got to break that cycle. No one's going to do that for you. But the quality of your life will improve so much just by making small dietary changes and shifts, and then build upon that. And your quality of life will go up. I promise you, your mental state. Who doesn't feel better when they get up and they put a pair of pants on they haven't been able to fit into for the last 5 years because they put a few extra pounds on? You can't tell me that does not make you feel like $1,000,000. It feels like $1,000,000. It does. You can't put a price on that. So with 6 of us sharing a penthouse, and it's still going to be over 1,000 each for a week, right? Oh, you taking that trip, it's expensive still, sure, but you're not paying $6,000 for the penthouse. Like me, if I said, hey, I'm going to take my family on a vacation. Hey, Gene, thanks for jumping in. I'm going to take my family. And by the way, guys, Gene and Randy, they moved out west to have a taste of that lifestyle. And they posted some of the most amazing photographs of their trips. They lived the life that I am dying to live. And because of other reasons that it's nobody's business, they came back and they had to come back to Pennsylvania to take care of some business. But they still share their stories, and who that to me is inspiring, and that is why I want to do the same thing and get out and have those experiences and share with people. If somebody doesn't want to travel, but maybe they want to experience traveling vicariously through somebody who does want to have those experiences, that's where I come in. Cabo, that's not including airfare. Last time I paid $350 for the same trip 2 years ago. And look, here you can see Randy says, this is Randy for those who can't see it. We are dying to go back and will. Absolutely. And you know what, man, I want to go out there with you guys. You guys have seen some of the most incredible things, and vouch for me on this. Is it not good for your soul, man? Like when you do that, when you're out there in these incredible places that God created all of this, and we're stuck in these walls all the time, and we forget that there's all this life out there. Why do we bind ourselves the way that we do? Is outside of my mind. And I've been stuck in this for so long. I've gotten to the point where it's like I can't do this anymore. And if you go, I'm going to show you guys something. I'm going to do a screen share. So give me a second. Be patient with me. Don't run away. Don't scroll away. I'm going to show you something. This guy that I follow on Facebook talked about him. Got to check this out. I'm going to do a screen share with you guys. I'm going to show you this guy's Facebook. Incredible. Being back east feels draining. Oh, dude, it feels that way. I live here. I've lived here my whole life, and it's draining. So I'm gonna do a screen share. It's been a minute since I've done this, so give me a second. Present, share screen. We're gonna do Facebook, and we're gonna share it. And I'm gonna come back here to StreamYard, add, and I'm gonna make it full screen. Okay, now this is Jesse Romberg, guys. Okay. Jesse is homeless. All right. He is 100% homeless. But let me show you the places that this man goes. Look at this. He's homeless. Look at this. This is his life. And this is not just in the United States. Oh, and by the way, if you'll take a notice down here, right around this area, you'll notice that he is a Buffalo Bills fan. This is how I actually came to know him. Okay. And I'm just going to blast through some of these amazing experiences that this guy has. Look at the place. He doesn't have a home, and neither does his girlfriend there. Okay. Follow him on Facebook, guys. Jesse Romberg. Okay. He has, look at this. Look at that water. Look at the experiences. Oh my God. Okay, no. My wife is literally freaking out right now as she looks at this picture. Wait, here it comes. Yep, my wife's freaking out. Look at the experiences this guy's had. And now I'm going to jump out of here. I want to go down to, if you look, it's over and over and over. Look at all of these pictures. And he does it on a dime. He travels the globe. He was in North Korea. And he's got pictures from in North Korea. Look, right here. Look at this. He was in North Korea, an American in North Korea. Look at this. Look at that. Go Bills, by the way. Go Bills. Here we go. Look at this. How incredible to have that experience in North Korea. So I could go on and on and on about Jesse. All right. But you guys are definitely going to want to follow him and look at the experiences that this. Do you guys know what that is? Take a look at this. Do you know what that is? That is the Taj Mahal. This man is homeless. All right. So I've made my point. I'm going to stop sharing the screen. You see where I'm going with this? You don't need to be rich to see the world. This guy lives on a dime. He makes money on his social media because he shares it on Instagram. He makes money on that stuff. Thank God for him doing that. Thank God for the platform allowing him to do that. But no matter what your dream is, you need to hold on to it. You need to believe that it's possible and never, ever let that go. And not only don't let it go, you need to fuel that thing. You need to fuel the fire. You need to fire it up and believe in it and then make it happen. We have this much time on this planet. Okay. Does he go on mission trips? I don't know that he does. I don't know what his faith is. I've only had a conversation with him a couple of times. He was going to come on my show, and he still may at some point. I'll have to reach back out to him. But a lot of times he's in countries where you can't even get internet. So it's just, again, he's living a dream life. Hell yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate that. I have it, bro. I have it, and I've gotten to the point in my life where I'm refusing to settle for anything less than what I absolutely deserve and what God put me here on earth to do. And I feel that my purpose, what God's purpose is for me, even though sometimes I feel like God hates me, I feel like he has hammered me. I think he's tested my faith. He really has. Sometimes I feel like Job, but I feel like my purpose is to help people and to lift up their spirits and show them that there's another side of life than the ones that we've been programmed to believe that we need to be living. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it. There are some homeless people, nomads, that actually live their life solely based on one trade. There's a guy who travels, he doesn't do social media, and he lives his life based on the barter system. Well, good, man. That's the way, that's kind of the way it should be, right? Maybe that is the way life should be. First of all, money has ruined people. The pursuit of it has also ruined people. I'm not against capitalism. By all means, man, go out there and do it. That's what's beautiful about this country. And what you get out of life, what you put into it. Don't sit on the couch expecting just to hit the lottery like Lisa and I do every week. It's not going to get you anywhere. You've got to put into it what you expect to get out, and you sometimes even more. And you guys are going to see a different Hizzy here in the future, because I have every intention of grinding out what I'm doing. I don't care if there's 3,000 people watching me or 5. It doesn't matter to me. If I'm helping one person and I'm inspiring one person, then I've done what God has put me here to do. I'm going to keep doing it. So I do this judgment free. And it is what it is. I love you guys. Thank you all so much for being here this week. Again, this is episode 2 of Hizzy's Place. I'm going to keep on going. We're going to add people. We're going to be doing interviews. We're going to be doing all kinds of things here in the future. Join me over on Facebook, Hizzy's Place. It's at DL Hizzy on TikTok, but it's also Hizzy's Place now because I do have a TikTok shop. And that'll be getting launched here very soon. Again, I'm going to use the platform until they decide to take it, because they are talking about taking TikTok. They want to end it. That's the whole reason I wanted to talk about our First Amendment right in the first place, and we didn't get to it. But they want to shut TikTok down because they don't want people making money. They don't want people to have free speech. They don't want people to do that. And it's up to us to put a stop to those types of things. So join me over on TikTok Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8:30 p.m. We've been having a lot of fun. It's been DJ Hizzy over there. And I think we're going to stick to that for a while because it's fun. People are having a good time, and I think it's a good way to unwind. And join me for trivia. We're going to be doing music trivia, and I'm probably going to be doing different kinds of trivia throughout the week to mix it up because I just enjoy it. It's fun. So we're going to have a lot of fun Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays over on TikTok at DL Hizzy, Hizzy's Place. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all your support. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. And we'll see you again soon. All right, guys, next week here, Sunday at 8:30 p.m. All right, guys, we'll see you. Take care. Have a good evening.